Hi everybody, and welcome to my 2025 Schleich Horse Barn Tour of Fleetwood Stables. I have all of my barns set up, some are on my shelf and some are on my floor. So I'm going to start with the ones on the floor first, so let's get started. Also, I'm so sorry if I sound a little sick. I had a cold and I lost my voice, but I'm feeling a lot better now. Anyways, without further ado, let's get into the barn tour. Right at the entrance of Fleetwood Stables, we have two riders meeting each other to go on a ride together. They're also accompanied by their two collies. This is Twix and Snickers. And this beautiful Morgan stallion is named Carter. He's making our Fjord stallion look so short. But anyways, this is our Fjord Toque. And as you can see, they have super cute tack on. Carter's tack set is made by Nadin Studios, by the way. I love it so much. Also, you may have noticed Derek has grown some long hair since my last episode with him. I know it makes him look a little bit like a girl, but he's been taking these hair vitamins and now he no longer has a receding hairline. And this is Gummy Bear the Corgi. Alright, moving on, here's Fleetwood Manor, the main house of the stables, and as you can see, it's very festively decorated for Halloween. We have some spooky spider lights going on, very cute. And then we also have some pumpkin action, and I also have some logs and straw bales for decorations, and they're kind of scattered all over the stables. And then right over here is a little garden chair, and then above that we have a balcony and Belladonna the Falabella mare. I don't know how she got there, but she's just keeping an eye on things. Alright, let's move the tour on to the barnyard. The crisp fall weather is making the horses at Fleetwood Stables a little crazier than usual, and right here is Wildflower, our Warlander mare, rearing. Fortunately, Sarah is staying on so far. Riding along with Sarah, we have Sophia coming back from a great ride besides the horses' occasional shenanigans, and she's riding Chili. And here is Jenna, one of the barn co-owners, riding her new Trackner mare, Lavender. And then right here, I just have this random bird bath, and then behind the fence is my mobile vet truck and trailer. And then moving over to the other side of Fleetwood Stables, in front of this barn here, we have Josie driving her Shetland pony mare, Clara. And right beside her is her puppy, Winchester. Over here is Marley, and she's doing some ground training with our new Lusitano foal named Pepper. They're using this wooden bridge as an obstacle, and so far, so good. And then right over here, we have Primrose, the Connemara pony mare, and she's being driven by, I'm actually not sure if I named her, but I'm just gonna call her Alice. So yeah, there's Alice and Primrose. And then behind these two, I have this horseshoe barn. I actually haven't done anything with it yet, but I was thinking of making it into a foaling barn. I think that would be really cute, but it is empty right now. Alright, it's time to move on, so let's start with the two large mare and foal barns. I did take the roofs off just so that it's a little brighter and easier to see into the barns. And right here is S'mores, our nab stripper filly, and she's getting groomed by Maddie. And then right over here, we just have a little pumpkin. And then back here is just a bag of oats, a halter, and a blanket. Over in this stall is our Trackner mare, Dove, and her filly, Marble. And Dove's just taking a drink of water. Across the aisle is our Dartmoor pony, Mare and Foal. This is Buttercream the mare, and she's just munching away on some hay. And this is Java the foal, just looking over to see what S'mores is doing. They're just so cute. I am so obsessed with my Schleich Dartmoors. But anyways, moving on. Right here is just a random saddle. And then over here is one of our stable girls about to blanket one of the horses. And in this stall over here, we have our quarter horse, mare, and foal. This is Clove and Saffron. And then across the aisle from these two is our Tennessee walking horse, mare, and foal. The foal's name is actually perfect for fall. His name is Pumpkin, and then his mother is named Fawn, and they are just so cute together. Here's a little overview of the mare and foal barn number 1, and let's move on to mare and foal barn number 2. Right here is our second mare and foal barn. In the aisle getting groomed is Garnet, our Arabian mare. She is a little grumpy today, but hopefully she'll feel better after getting brushed. Next to Garnet in this stall right over here is our Appaloosa mare and foal. This is Confetti and her foal Sprinkles. Confetti is just munching away on some hay, and Sprinkles is never far from her side. And then next to them, I have this bag of grain and a random hay bale. And then here's one of the stable girls brushing up all of the shavings because it is a mess in here. And in this stall over here is our paint horse mare Echo and her foal Kiowa. They're like carbon copies of each other. They're so cute. And Echo's just watching Garnet getting groomed, which Garnet is not happy about. All right, moving on to the back of the stable. This is my Selle Francais mare, Aura. And then in the back is her foal, Sable. And Aura's just munching on some hay. And then over here is my Lipizzaner mare and foal. This is Winter and her foal, Holly. And she's getting fed some carrots from Carl. And that is the tour of the second mare and foal barn, guys. So let's keep moving. Okay, so here is the inside of the house, and as you can see, it's kind of a mess. And right in the washroom, we have Acorn, our Falabella mare, and she's just taking a little shower. I don't know, I don't ask questions, but this is the washroom, and then right over here is the master bedroom, and across from that is another bedroom with some bunk beds, and then it leads out to the balcony with Belladonna, who we met earlier. And then up in the attic is just the battery pack for the LED spider lights. All right, moving down is the kitchen, and on top of the kitchen table is Jellybean, the Falabella foal. I don't know what she's doing here, but hopefully she's cleaning up the kitchen because it's a mess in there. And then right here is the dining room and the living room. And that's the house, guys. It's not super decorated. I don't know, I didn't really feel like it. Next to the house, we have one of the guys at the stable walking our paint horse mare, Cleo. She is so cute. And then moving on, this is our outdoor riding arena. We have a few small X's and some trot poles set up right now. Right here is Limoncello, our Lusitano stallion, and his rider, Carol. And they're trying to go over this jump, but he just spooked at a leaf. It would appear that the cooler weather is affecting everybody riding their horses today. And then right over here, we have Stephanie riding her Arabian stallion, Boston, and they're just going over some trot poles and maybe some small X's. All right, guys, let's move on to the pasture. All right, so right in front of the pasture is our beautiful Fjord stallion, Icicle, and he's just getting brushed. And then right behind Icicle, all of the mares are enjoying their turnout time together. Some of them decide to graze, others like to play with each other or just hang out, but they all get along really well together. Right here is Ellie, the Arabian mare. She's actually sisters with Garnet. And then over here is Mirage, the Akelteki mare, and she's just munching away on some grass. And then right next to her is Kate the mare. I think she's like a Shire or a Clydesdale. I don't remember. And then over here is Valentine, the Knabstrupper mare, and she's playing with this little Jolly Ball toy. And she's also playing with our Pasafino mare. I actually haven't named her, so if you have any name ideas, let me know. And right here is Mouse, our Dutch draft mare. Her name is very fitting, right? And then back here is Bluebird, our pure Raza mare. She's a little bit shy. And that's it for the pasture. Over in this area of the stables, I have some more trucks and trailers. I have this little camping area, and here's one of the girls with her Chihuahua, Chloe. And then here's the inside of the trailer, just a little table and chairs and a sleeping bag. And then over here, I set up the horse transporter with some random things, and I have this little paddock here, and there's a truck back there. I'm not super happy with how I set it up, so I'm probably going to change it. Right here is Boston, our silver dapple mare, and she's being fed some carrots by Rhea. And then back there is a little hay feeder with some hay in it. And then down here, I have this wolf and her cub, and they're facing off Goose. If you have any name ideas for the wolves, please let me know in the comments. All right, moving on. Oops, I forgot to show this truck and trailer. This is the new gooseneck trailer from Schleich. All right, so now I'm gonna move on to my shelves. This is Fleetwood Stables' very own vet clinic, and right now Vortex, the Appaloosa stallion, is getting a little checkup. There's also plenty of supplies and medications at the clinic for any of the horse's needs. Alright, moving on, I have this random trailer parked here and some pumpkins, and then here is the indoor riding arena. This is Guava, the Mustang mare, and her rider Cass, and they're having a little matchy moment. It's so cute. This custom tack is made by Nat & Studio, by the way. I love it so much. And then we have some fall decorations all over the riding arena. And then in the back of the arena here, we have, honestly, I don't remember what I named him, but he's riding Titan around. And I have these super cute sunflower lights, as you can see. And there's a random cavaletti right there. And yeah, that's the riding arena. It's so cute. And then at the entrance of the riding arena, there's a bunch of cute little fall decorations and pumpkins. And then back there, there's a scarecrow and a tombstone. And let's move on to another barn. I love these stables so much because they're so spacious. And in the first stall, we have Yuki, the Andalusian mare. And then right next to her is just a halter and a little trick-or-treat basket. And then right over here, we have Peach Pie, the paint horse mare, with her foal Cora. And then hanging on their stall is this pink halter. And then down here is another trick-or-treat bag. And right here, we have this little toad witch. Right over here is Kimchi, the halflinger mare, running away from one of the stable girls who was trying to halter her. And she's being chased by our German Shepherd puppy. And then behind them is one of the stable girls feeding the horses. Alright, moving on. Right here in the grooming stall is Dark Poetry, our Arabian stallion, and he has a little menagerie behind him. There's a little kitten and a golden retriever. If you have any name ideas for the kitten and the golden retriever, let me know in the comments. And then right here we have this random little fawn that appeared out of nowhere. She is so cute. And then right over here is Emma riding her fell pony, Velvet. And then back here are some more stalls, and in this one right here is Peppermint Mocha, our black forest horse mare, and she is so pretty. Right here is Gray Day, the quarter horse gelding, and he is such a cutie. And then right here we have a little treat bucket. This is Ice Cream Sunday, our paint horse gelding. And then we have a little wheelbarrow of pumpkins right there. And here is Tombstone, the Andalusian stallion, getting groomed by Lana. And right here is Fleetwood Stables' own little tack shop. Behind the counter today is Connie the farmer, and she has some delicious fresh carrots and apples straight from her farm. And there's also a little coffee machine and a festive candelabra. And then over here are some saddles and bridles for sale, and also a table full of blankets and some leg wraps for sale. And then over here we have some more halters, more leg wraps, and saddle pads, and more saddles. So that's the tack shop. It's definitely one of my favorite parts of Fleetwood. And that kind of concludes the first shelf, so we're gonna move on to the second level. Starting off with the tack room. As you can see, it's decorated for fall. We have a little Thanksgiving turkey here and some pumpkins. And then back there is a mirror for trying on clothes and some helmets, a trophy, some saddles and bridles. There's a little stool there for people. And then back there, there's some more bridles and saddles as well. And then here's a couch with Hank and Britt just chit-chatting, and Britt has a coffee right there. And then here is our vaulting tack set. Oh, it looks like it's about to fall over. All right, let's move on to the next barn. Oh yeah, and there's also this super cute little scarecrow and some tombstones. This barn is so adorable. It's definitely one of my top favorite barns. So starting at the top, we have a little hayloft. And then down here is James the farmer just coming in to check in on the horses and mule. And then right over here is my super organized, super tidy feed room. I love this so much. So I have this bin with all of the grain and oats in it. And then I have crates for carrots, apples, and this little bag of horse treats right here on the shelf. Over here in this stall is Domino Effect, our Marwari stallion, and he's just getting taken out to be brushed. And there's another little pumpkin right there. And then over here is Gothic, our Andalusian stallion. As you can see, he is snug as a bug in a rug. He has this cute little plaid fall blanket on, And then over here is Peanut Butter Cup, our mule gelding. He's actually our only mule and he's super popular because he's so cute and everybody loves him. And then we have this little trick-or-treat bucket right here. And that's this barn, guys. I hope you like it. So let's move on to the wash stall right here. This is Artemis, our Tennessee walking horse mare. She is so pretty and she's just having a little me time. And then we've got some cute little fall decorations here. And then here is Puff the bunny. All right, let's move on to the next barn. I love this barn so much. It's so cute and I love the decorations that I have. But anyways, right here, I don't know why this door is open. We have chocolate covered cherries, our Marwari mare, and bubblegum, our Marwari filly. They are so cute. I love them so much. And then over here, we have this random dragon with a skull statue. And then right here, we have the happy fall gnome. He's so cute. And a trick-or-treat bag. And then right here is Aphrodite, our Akhal-Teki mare. She is so shiny. Like, look at her. She's glorious. She's one of my favorite collect day horses. All right, moving on, we have a little mushroom and another cute little gnome. And then right over here in the wash stall is Misty the Chincoteague mare getting a shower with her little ducky and she's getting all clean. Tori probably is as well. And then moving on to the next barn. All right, guys, this barn turned out so cute. I have so many decorations like this little turkey, all of these pumpkins scattered around. I have these pretty leaf decorations. And then over here in the first stall, we have Vanilla Bean, the Andalusian mare. And as you can see, she has a little plaid rug on and she looks so cozy and cute with it. And there's some poop. But anyways, there's a little treat basket. And then over on the other side of the aisle, we have our paint horse mare, Andromeda, also wearing a matching rug to Vanilla Beans. And they look so cute together. And here's a little treat bag. And then back here are the boys just cleaning up the stable and they're doing a really good job of it because the stable is sparkling. Over here are just some extra poles and a bunch of grooming totes, and there's more grooming totes over here and some tack as well. And then over here is my favorite Halloween decoration. This is my little chandelier that I have. And then on the roof is a random squirrel. All right, moving on to the horse cafe. So you may remember in the past, my cafe has been really messy during my barn tours, but I actually got it together this time and I think it looks really cute. Here's Dom, my Mangalarga Marshaider stallion, and he's wearing Western Tack by Nat in Studio. And then over here is a little dining table for the cafe. This is Double Stuffed Oreo, the Tinker Stallion. He's wearing a halter that I made myself and he's just waiting outside of the cafe. Inside, Chase is getting his vanilla bean frappuccino, but he would never let anybody know that. And then I also have some Halloween decorations scattered about the cafe and lots of yummy food. My favorite are these cute little monster donuts, and then I also have apple pie, blueberry pie, cupcakes, and drinks, and coffee, of course. That's the little Fleetwood Cafe. I hope you guys like it. And that's actually the end of the second shelf, which means you've seen my entire Schleich barn, guys. Here's a little overview of the stables. I really hope you guys enjoyed this setup. If you want to see a behind the scenes video of me decorating it for fall, check out my last upload. Again, I'm so sorry if I sound sick in this video. I just got over a cold. Anyways, that's it for this video. I hope you guys liked, and if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to my channel for more Schleich videos. Bye!